We ought to bake a sunshine cake. It does more good than a big thick steak.
Hi, I'm Jill, and you're watching ThermoHow, Thermomixing made easy. Today I'm excited to share with you my recipe for butter chicken. To make butter chicken, you're going to need chicken, oil, salt, honey, tomatoes, onion, garlic and ginger, cashew nuts, tomato paste. You're going to need green chili, although if you like it hotter you could use a red chili. You'll need some butter, some lemon juice, and for your spices you're going to need chili powder, garam masala, fenugreek leaves, cardamom pods, and blade mace. Now these three can be a bit tricky to find, and I actually had to go to an Indian grocery to find them. But if you go and you ask for help, I'm sure the people will be happy to help you. You can also add cream to this recipe, which is what gives the butter chicken that creamy taste. But if you leave it out, it still tastes just as great and is a bit more healthy. You'll also probably want some rice and even some naan bread as an accompaniment for later. You'll also want to have a wire rack and a pan, because to make butter chicken, we're actually going to start by making a tandoori chicken, and then we add the tandoori chicken to our butter chicken sauce that we make in the Thermomix. So let's get started. To make our butter chicken, we're going to start by making tandoori chicken. The first thing you'll want to do is to roughly chop up your chicken thighs. You'll want to remove any of the white bits, just roughly like this. And then you'll just want to roughly chop them into pieces. Around that size is fine. You'll then put them into a pan because you're then going to need to marinate them. Now whenever you're working with raw chicken, always make sure you wash your hands thoroughly as soon as you finish. Now that our chicken pieces have been all chopped up, we're going to add some salt, chili and lemon juice and let them marinate for half an hour. To begin with, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of chili. You can add more if you like it spicy, but I prefer mine a bit mild. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And finally, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. We'll mix that all together, and then we're going to set this aside for half an hour. So I'll now cover it, put it in the fridge and let it rest for half an hour. While our chicken is marinating in the fridge for half an hour, we're going to mix up the next layer of spices to go on. So what you're going to do is, in a bowl, you're going to mix together 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt, 1 tablespoon of garlic and ginger powder. Now to make that, you just basically need to chop up equal parts of ginger and garlic together. We'll also add 2 teaspoons of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of chili, and a tablespoon of oil. We'll then cover that and put that in the fridge. Once the chicken's finished marinating for half an hour, we'll apply this mixture to the chicken and let it marinate for another 3 to 4 hours. So we begin by adding 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt to the bowl. Next, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of our garlic and ginger. We're now going to add 2 teaspoons of garam masala. You can actually buy it already mixed, or you can make your own using recipes you find on the recipe community or in your everyday cookbook. So it's 2 teaspoons of garam masala. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of chili. Again, you can add a bit more if you like it, but I prefer mine a bit milder. And to finish, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of oil and then mix it all together and set it in the fridge to wait while the chicken is marinating. Just want to mix it all together, and we'll be applying this paste to our chicken thighs, and then we'll let it all marinate for 3 to 4 hours. So this can go in the fridge while we wait. Our chicken has been resting in the fridge with our lemon juice, chili and salt mixture. Now we're going to add the yogurt mixture we made up before on top. We're going to mix it together and let it marinate for 3 to 4 hours or overnight. So you take the mixture you made before and you just scrape it on top of the chicken. Mix it around and make sure that it's evenly distributed. You want to make sure that all the chicken pieces are coated with this mixture. We're then going to seal it up and put it back in the fridge for 3 to 4 hours or even up to as long as overnight to marinate. Our chicken has been marinating in the fridge for about 3 to 4 hours now, and so it's ready to put in the oven. I'm going to start by heating the oven up to about 200 degrees. While the oven is preheating, I will lay my chicken out on the wire rack on top of a baking pan. I'll then place it in the oven and bake it for about 20 to 25 minutes or until it's cooked through. You want to lay the pieces out so they'll bake evenly. My tandoori chicken pieces are all laid out and ready to go in the oven. I'm going to bake them in the oven until they're completely cooked through. Once that finishes, I'll just set them aside and then I will later on add them to my butter chicken sauce. It doesn't matter if you do this ahead of time and then start the butter chicken sauce once your chicken is cooked, or to save time, you can start making your butter chicken sauce while this is cooking. Either one's fine. Now let's put this in the oven and then move on to making our butter chicken sauce. It's time to start making our butter chicken sauce. To begin with our blades running at speed 7, we're going to drop our ginger, garlic, cashews and chili through the lid of the Thermomix bowl. This is going to make a paste which we'll then set aside. Put the lid on, turn your Thermomix on and set the blades running at speed 7. Then drop these through the hole. Once it stops making noise, you can switch it off. We're then going to scrape that into a bowl and set it aside. So you can see everything has ground up into a nice paste. We set our cashew, chili and garlic ginger paste aside. You don't need to rinse the bowl out because next we're going to add our onion and we're going to chop it for 3 seconds on speed 7. Three seconds, speed 7. Now that our onion is chopped, we're going to scrape down the bowl and add 25 grams of oil. We're going to cook it at Varoma temperature for 2 minutes, speed 2 with the MC out. So we scrape down the bowl. And we add our 25 grams of oil. Now it's Varoma, 2 minutes, speed 2, and the MC is out. Our onion has finished cooking, so we're now going to add back in the paste of the chili, cashew, garlic and ginger. We're also going to add in 1 floret of blade mace and 4 individual green cardamom pods. You can scrape down the onion a bit if it's risen up, and you can add in your paste, your 4 cardamom pods and your blade mace. We're then going to cook it on Varoma for 2 minutes at speed 2, and again the MC is going to be out. Varoma, 2 minutes, speed 2, and the MC is out. Now it's time to add our tomatoes, tomato paste, salt and water. We'll scrape down the bowl and we'll add 4 chopped up tomatoes, 25 grams of tomato paste, grams of salt, and 175 grams of water. We're now going to cook it at Varoma for 5 minutes, speed 1, and we're going to put the steamer basket over the lid. So Varoma, 5 minutes, speed 1, with the steamer basket covering the lid. Now that's finished cooking, what we need to do is blend the sauce. It's really important when you're dealing with hot liquids and blending that you increase the speed very, very slowly. If you increase it too much, it can cause it to splatter and you can risk burning. What you're going to do is take off the steamer basket and put the MC lid in. You're going to very, very slowly and gradually increase the speed up to about 8 and let it blend it all together. You must do this very slowly and very carefully. So you just want to gradually and slowly increase the speed. Listen to the machine to make sure it's not spinning too quickly and running the risk of shooting out. As a guide, I try to take at least 10 to 20 to even 30 seconds between each speed increase. You're going to want to do this until the sauce is all blended up together. I'm now up to speed 4, and the machine is starting to shake a bit, and I'm having to keep a close eye on it. I'm going to wait a minute or so before I increase it to the next speed, because I don't want it to splatter out the top and burn me. Now that I've finished blending, I'm just going to check that it's all blended together. The sauce is all blended together, so I'm going to stop blending now. Sometimes you don't need to take it all the way up to 7 or 8. Sometimes you can bring it up to 5 or 6 and it blends it enough. Now we're going to add our honey and our chicken into the sauce. You can see that my tandoori chicken has cooked through beautifully. I'm now going to add 5 grams of honey along with the chicken to my blended sauce. So I'm going to add all the chicken pieces and then my 5 grams of honey to the sauce. I've added my chicken and my honey to my sauce, so now I'm going to cook it at Varoma for 4 minutes on speed 1, reverse, so it doesn't chop up the chicken, and I'm also going to replace the MC with my steamer basket. So varoma, 4 minutes, reverse, speed 1. Now that's finished cooking, we're going to add a teaspoon of garam masala, a little bit more chili if you want to, a teaspoon of fenugreek, and our butter. So we're going to add a teaspoon of our garam masala, this is where you can add a pinch more chili if you like. I literally add just a tiny bit. I don't like it particularly spicy. We're then going to add a teaspoon of fenugreek leaves. These can be a bit difficult to find in a regular grocery, so you might have to go to an Indian grocery to find them. And finally, we're going to add our butter. We're going to cook this for varoma for 1 minute on speed 1 reverse or until the butter melts. Again, we're going to use our steamer basket instead of the MC. Varoma, 1 minute, reverse, speed 1. My sauce has now finished cooking. If I wanted to, I could then add some cream at this stage. What you would do is you'd put your blades running at speed 1 reverse and you'd gradually pour the cream in through the hole in the top. However, for a healthier version, today I've decided not to put any cream on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dish this up and then it will be ready to eat. My butter chicken is all finished. I've served it up with some rice and I can't wait to eat it. I hope you found this video useful, and if you have, please make sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Jill, and you've been watching ThermoHow, Thermomixing made easy.
Oh, we ought to bake a sunshine cake. It really isn't so hard to make.
How?
Fresh tears, a pound or two of pleasure.